Today we learn how to become better deck builders.
Take a look at who I am now. I'm stronger than ever. And if you ever doubted me, you should know better.
Do you see this beautiful playmat? Damn! It's our Valentine's Day drop on Zero Damage Gaming. Use the code SAVIOR to get 10% off anything on the store that includes merch, mats, backpacks, anything. Now, what is a lean engine? Honestly, I don't know if the word existed in another game already. Maybe I picked it up on a blog, but that doesn't matter because what's important is the game theory concept behind the name. A lean engine would be defined as a combination of cards that perform a function by themselves that don't necessarily require other pieces in your deck to do their job. Now in standard, this is a bit rare because we currently don't really have enough cards to really have an engine or anything like that. However, I do have one pretty good example of it. We'll get into that later. But so a solid example of a lean engine would be something like Megiddo, 4 Skull Dragons, and maybe a Captain Nightstorm. Essentially, no matter what cards are in your Grand Blue deck, if you are able to Ultimate Stride a Megiddo and you are able to call 4 Skull Dragons and a Nightstorm, you are gonna have a very, very big scary turn. This means that no matter what kind of Grand Blue deck you build, even if it's Kokaidos Grand Blue, if you put those 5 or 6 cards into your deck, you've added a strong win condition. Sure, some Grand Blue decks will be stronger utilizing said engine because maybe they get to their drop zone much faster and so forth, but the engine is live. In Yu-Gi-Oh! It could be something like a Mare and a Yahtzee. If your deck is able to make a Yahtzee, you are able to make insane link boards, no matter what the rest of your deck is really doing. Another example for Great Nature would be Zoa, Rhino and Monoculus Tiger. No matter which variant you build, whether it's Lox or Hamsuke or an actually typical premium build with Leopold and so forth, if you run those cards, the Rhino, Monoculus and Zoa, you can do the deadly combo. Now, why is this important? Essentially, if you can define what the leanest variant of your engine is, you can learn how to build around it, or more importantly, usually more importantly, how to build your deck to be good against the meta whilst keeping that lean engine intact. What do I mean by this? Well, to take an example from my worlds built with Great Nature, I ran like 20% Cray Elementals in that deck. The Bikuns, the Bobos, the Honolis. These were in there, along with 3 Spangled and nutty shit like that, because I was able to define what the lean engine of the deck was. I knew that Leopold, together with my Rhino, my Monoculus, my Crayon Tigers, my Mikesaburo, and a Telescope Rabbit, those cards by themselves were enough to carry the clan, and then anything else I could basically cut out and replace with cards to nuke a certain matchup, in this case NLK. So if you are able to define what the lean engine in your deck is, you can start pointing your build towards certain goals much more easily. A good example in standard is Great Nature yet again. Leopold, Bino and Tank Mouse by themselves can carry the whole clan purely because of how high the card quality is. This makes it so almost no build in Great Nature can truly be bad because those cards exist. Anything else around it, you can start tweaking depending on which meta you think you will be seeing. Now, obviously the card pool isn't quite there yet to really use that lean engine, but overall, as we saw at Worlds, this lean engine also made it so you could take a high rolly strategy like Hamsuke, utilize that high roll when it goes off, and then fall back on your Leopold and your Bino and your Tank Mouse when it doesn't. Another example of a lean engine would be Gold Paladin and Premium. 1 Kriff starter, the old one, 4 Bowmains, 1 Gareth and 1 Azel is technically all you need to do a superior ride inside Gold Paladin. This means that even if the meta shifts to no longer favor this high rolly superior ride strategy, you could attempt to make a Gold Paladin deck that tries to do something completely different, still run those 7 cards, and still be able to do your superior ride almost as consistently. Now, of course, if you draw into the Garrett or the Azel, it bricks, so maybe you want to run 2 of both or something like that. But overall, by being able to know this engine will do its thing regardless of all the other pieces in my deck, you are then able to focus on other interactions that you may need to beat other matchups. This is why this concept is very useful and why you really want to be aware of it when deck building. Now, some decks don't have this. Some clans right now simply rely on all their cards to get together and do one specific thing. However, some other clans then do have said luxury. And so if you know, hey, my clan has a lean engine, I could maybe start teching in some weird stuff depending on the matchup because my clan will do its thing regardless of certain cards. You can start experimenting with that. That is all. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, please subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Click the bell button to stay up to date. Like the video if you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Use the code SAVIOR at zerodamagegaming.com to get this beautiful Valentine's Day playmat or merch or backpacks or whatever the hell you want. I will see you soon. Ciao.